been coaching Margaux for about the last 7 years, and she's got a lot of potential. She's got the whole package. She's an all-around player, and she's also a good doubles player. So when you're going to college, certainly doubles certainly would be an asset to any team. And the other thing is that she's got a great attitude, and she would be certainly a good addition to any good team. Certainly on her ground stroke, she's a junior this year. I can see her winning the counties next year. I'd be surprised if she didn't. She lost in the semifinals this year to a girl that eventually won her finals. But she has her ground stroke's fantastic, solid ground strokes. Probably as good a ground stroke as you're going to see probably in high school tennis. But she's a taller girl, so she's got good offense and defense. So she knows she can go one-handed backhand if she needs to. Her volleys are pretty solid. We keep pushing her on her footwork, because if you don't have body control, you don't have ball control. But she's continuing the training, and she knows that when you play college tennis, that you got to step it up to another level. There's a lot of competition out there. She'll hit the ball deep with good topspin. And certainly she gets the ball silent, so she puts a lot of pressure on her opponents, and she can also catch the ball on the rise, which a lot of kids today do not do. They don't look to go up to the net, so she does play the overall court, where she can play defense from way back by the fence, or on the baseline she can play, or inside the baseline, or she can get to the midcourt, and then she can finish off a point at the net. So she's looking to go forward. A lot of these kids don't. They're one-dimensional, just hit big serves and big forehands, and that's it. They don't look to finish off a point up there. That's why she's a good doubles player, good all-around player. First, approach shot second, a volley third, and then overhead fourth. We talk about, do you have an offensive shot, do you have a defensive shot, do you have a neutral shot? So you have to understand what part of the court you're in. We're always training her is that, what kind of court position do you have? Are you inside the baseline? Or what kind of balance do you have? Is your body balanced? Are you bending your back, or is your head still shoulder square and knees bent? And then, because that's going to help your contact and balance, and that's what happens there, is that you're more consistent. But we're always working for all three of those in your favor. You cannot hit a hit, you play off the hit what's given you. So we work on those concepts. Identify, decide, execute. Identify what you have. Right, decide what you're going to do, where you're going to put it. Okay, now then execute. So you're always working on all three. It's difficult to do too much, especially with an advanced player. And again, it does come back to a lot of times between the ears. Some people it's more about the emotions. And mental toughness is, you have to train them. So we always train her, see the ball come off the person's racket, and then identify from your shot. So let's say if ball was deep, I'm looking for her in you creep to get up there, and then again take charge at that point if to get them off balance. And you see that the top players will do that. And that's the goal, is to get them in an awkward position so that they either make an unforced error or hit you a short ball, so now you can dictate flow and then finish off the point. I think she's responding quite well. And it takes a long time to change something before it becomes habit, and sometimes you go back a step before you go too forward. But it's a slow process, and you have to get them to buy into the system, buy into that, what you're attempting to teach them. She's very receptive to it, no doubt about it. And it's very humbling, especially as a coach and teacher. You don't want your students to regress, but to get better, and that we explain that to her. Look, if you want to go to another level, then here's what you have to do. Especially, I'll give you a good example. Let's say if you're working on a continental grip, and I'm always pushing her on the continental grip, because this way, if you have good technique, then you'll have good tactics. Because, for example, if you had more of a flatter grip, your second serve is going to be weak, and your racket's going to slow down, and you're going to double fault under pressure. Or if you had a continental grip, you're not afraid to go for it. You can hit a topspin serve or a slice serve, or you can hit a flatter serve. You can serve and volley because of the grip, and the second serve certainly would be, it could be a weapon, and that's why that grip. But would you explain these things to her, and she understands, and then sometimes when we use that grip in the past, a couple years ago, and even today, like we'll start a few serves at the service line, just working on those spins so that the student does become comfortable. So there's it's a very, very difficult grip to get. It's almost impossible to get. And you tell that to the student, and because of that, they understand how frustrating it can be. And that almost gives them a little confidence. Okay, it's not me. This is a difficult grip to get. And because of that, she's been very successful. Overheads we're working on, but overheads come down to footwork. If you're not in good position, if you don't get your hips and shoulders turned and move those feet, even though the ball's right to you, if you don't probably move an extra, 2 to 3, 4 steps, then your contact point and your balance, is weaker. The mental toughness, it's, believe it or not, losing a set 7-5 or winning a set 7-5, it comes down to that 1% difference of your mental toughness, and that's not easy to do. That's why we always tell her, act as if you're the best player in the tournament, but train like you're the worst. In other words, train like, you got to train hard, because if you don't train hard, then things become tougher in a match, where we want you to train so hard that when you play a match, it's easier. So yeah, the mental toughness it's all between the ears. It's so much of that, and you have, especially with a teenager, you have to get to them. It's confidence too, but everybody's different. Some people just have natural mental toughness. Maybe they're not physically, as talented, but to have the whole package, you need the mind, your physical talents, how much passion, desire you have. So you need everything, and that's what a coach needs to do. Find that weak spot. You need all three to have a successful journey. And then with a good coach, in other words, especially college coaches out there, some are good motivators and inspire their kids emotionally and mentally, and that's what she probably needs, because she's got the physical talent. Some of these kids just don't have that. But we always tell her it's that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So she's talented, so I'm always pushing her to work hard. She does have the whole package. Seeing the overall game, it's the ball so solid and clean. She's got good timing and rhythm, and she hits a very clean ball where she can go topspin, she can go underspin, She can hit the flat if she wants, but she does drive it, and she'll set herself up to get a weaker shot inside the service line or inside the service box, where she can then attack and hit her approach shot and then follow up with a volley and overhead, which we're always pushing her to do the overall court. But again, if you watched her, you know, she moves well, she looks good on the court, she's got good presence, good attitude. You know, the other thing is that I believe that she's a late bloomer, so she's, you know, going to continue to grow, and she'll, you know, she's got a lot of positives and potential in the future. I'm sure a good college coach could bring her to another level.